What's going on, y'all? What's happening? Grand rising, good evening, good afternoon, or good night. You guys, my light is charging, so I'm not going to wait for things to be perfect from now on. We're just going to hit it raw. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. But really quickly, this is on my mind. I keep seeing these fake spiritual people, so I want y'all to know how to address these people. Now, you have to understand we're living in horrible times here where Satan is taking over. Now, if you don't know, Satan is the spirit of copycat. You know this to be true because Satan has always tried to imitate, try to mimic, and mock God every way he can. And anyone that has certain talents and special gifts from God, these are examples of how God moves through people. And when you have a spirit on someone that wants to imitate that in a sneaky way and then regurgitate what they say or whatever, try to move, that's just Satan in these people. I mean, you got to understand they're so low vibrational and their IQ is so low that the devil is able to just take them over, because you got to understand these people are not that intelligent. They're just being puppeted. So I said all that to say this: when you see um, people online that are starting new trends, one of which being where they're saying, if, let's say, you're a content creator, most people are, and you're live streaming like myself, and then you have trolls come in. The trolls start saying all kind of crazy stuff in the comment section, and then you engaging and checking trolls. Well, these fake spiritualists will say things like, well, if you're not, then you will allow people to come into your energy, to knock your energy off, and then you start over explaining yourself. And see, this right here, you guys got to understand the hijack. When someone's faking being spiritual but they're really throwing shade, that's a prime example. When you hear someone articulate himself specifically, I don't know who this guy's name is, some Indian dude I was just watching with a beard, really just regurgitating chat GBT. But when you hear certain things from people like that, where they're going too far into depth about why, you know what I'm saying, you shouldn't do one thing that a lot of people do, they're really just throwing shade at those groups of people. And allow me to explain. These are weak, cowardly people that wouldn't know what to do when someone approached them the wrong kind of way in any scenario. Their way of handling aggressive people is to be passive. That's the way that they are. They're cowards. They don't have the spirit on them to defend themselves with their voice that God gave them, because God didn't give them that voice. See, you're able to fend off people, you know what I'm saying, with the vibration of your voice. This is another gift from God. When people don't have that ability, i.e. cowards, that when they get challenged, they don't know what to say, they can't get nothing out. What a narcissist will do, what these low vibrational people will do, is try to make the strength of a chosen one or a strong person seem like a weakness. And they'll try to make their weaknesses seem like strengths, just like the devil. Allow me to explain. It is cowardly to let people just talk to you any kind of way, to enter your energy and just have their way with it. For you to say the best move is to passively move on, well, what was said to you was said to you, and whether you're thinking about it or not, it still penetrated your subconscious, and it's going to resonate there, and it might manifest later on in God knows how many ways. More than likely, you having a problem with people that defend themselves and trying to come up with this, word salad, babbling, yapping, nonsensical, gibberish, spiritual talk to make it seem like you being a coward and allowing people to speak to you and enter your energy, your spirit that God gave you, kind of way is the right way to be, and to be passive about it. You don't speak for all spirits in this realm, and some people have the spirit, if you mess with me, I'm going to handle you in the moment, because you're not going to play in my energy. You don't qualify to. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? What made you think that was going to be okay? And this is the, hey, what's going on, fam? What's going on? And this is the way that people with strong spirits move. You would never understand that. But we can tell you're a coward because instead of you leaving it alone or not letting it bother you, you need to phrase things in a way to make your cowardly way of being passive seem like the strong move in situations. Whenever you move away and project it outwardly and then try to shame people that call people out, the ones that have the spirit on them to call the demons out, they're doing God's work. You trying to speak against it goes to show that you ain't working for God, because you should know that demons are not going to stop being demons unless the light is shined on them. They need shame. If you're acting like you're above reproach and people, you know, whatever they're saying doesn't bother you when it truly does, because if it didn't bother you, there would be no need for you to make content explaining or over explaining, like you would say, why you need to be more passive. You see how that works? You need to play with words and say, oh, when someone trolls you, you know, you over explain. Well, you making a whole video over explaining why you need to let things go and not handle things in the moment, you know, is over explaining. You're idiots. You're just regurgitating super sensitive, egotistical idiots, and you're going against the wrong one. You're speaking with your ideologies and theories against the wrong one. And here's another way you can tell these people are fake spiritualists. If you feel like I might be wrong, and oh, I think you should turn the other cheek, and you run them off. But these people will never, the look of them will never reflect the magnitude and the impact of the message they're delivering. Don't let that go over your head. They're going to be frail or overweight. They're not going to have that divine frame, your vessel, right? Not going to be in order. So how are you looking, man? Every time I start cooking. All right, you guys, hit the like button. These are what we call monitoring spirits, observational spirits. There are people that live by the example, which in my opinion is the way God wants you to move, because when you live it, you have more empathy and sympathy and understanding for all parties involved. When you're an observational monitoring spirit, a fly on the wall, and you just watch people, you're going to lack that empathy and sympathy. You're going to think you can read people. And I want you to understand your obsessive need to categorize people, your obsessive need to read people is an insecurity that you're projecting outwardly. Allow me to explain. See, a real man or woman of God that is healed from within, they don't need to read anyone or worry about anyone, because whatever situation comes up, they know that God's got them. God has carried them through things already. They're strong enough to handle it. When you haven't walked that with God, done the dark night of the soul, handled your business, you're scared of everything. And part of that fear manifests in you thinking that you need to read and profile and categorize everyone that you haven't met and that you have met. So that way you can know how to perceive them and interact with them. That's from a place of weakness. I don't care what you say. That's from a place of weakness. You see how easily I can put you to bed? Y'all need to stop trying to be all deep with Chat GPT. I don't need it. God talks to me to put you cowards in your place. You keep trying to tell people that they shouldn't defend themselves, and that some kind of way strangers are able to get them outside of their character and have them over explaining. You're an idiot and you're a jackass. You don't believe in the Most High God. A man or woman of God can't be taken outside of their character. But if they're um, being attacked with reactive abuse, right? Look it up. You stupid, dumbass fools that love to use all these psychological and therapy terminologies, right? Reactive abuse. See, this is what these idiots do when they know you're really walking with God. What they do is they come towards you trolling or making content like I'm talking about with this Arabic dude, to where they're going against everything that you're saying, and they're just constantly picking on you, and it's called reactive abuse or reactory abuse or whatever it's called. And what happens is they're trying to get you out of character, knock you off. What they're really doing is they know they don't qualify to be around your energy. It bothers them that they never would be able to. So they're just acting out like children, truth be told. But what they'll do, these people and these people that operate like them, because the only people I think that would defend this are people that do it themselves. And defending it is saying that the troll is pulling you out of character when really the troll that is exhibiting this reactive abuse is causing you to dig deeper into your character, which is a part of you to defend yourself, right? To put these people in their place the same way you would do in real life, right? No one's going to sit there and let people run up on them and just start saying wild, derogatory, crazy ass things. They're going to defend themselves. Well, real ones will. You passive aggressive people, God knows what you do, right? In real life, you get bullied, you get picked on, you get beat up, right? That's not everybody's reality. It's really not. And it's not meant for you guys to understand it. You know what I mean? Not at all. You know. Ugh, fuck a bug on my face or something like that. So you guys be careful who you listen to that are telling you that, people that allow people to get them outside of their character due to trolling. These are cowards that in real life get bullied, have a weak spirit, and they don't understand how God moves through you. So it's not meant for you to understand it, and it's not meant for you to take on that weak man, that cowardly man ideology. That's not how you move, and it's perfectly fine moving the way you do. Continue to check people the way you do. And here's the thing about those people that are out there trying to make sure that they don't come across like someone got under their skin. they're getting they're worried about what other people think or perceive what's going on, whereas you're not worried about how you're perceived. Allow them to perceive you any way that they want to, because they're allowed to, and it's none of your business. They got their realities that they see, and then you have your actual reality that you're living. If they can't see that, then who cares? We're not worried about what other people think or perceive how we move. We just move. They're side characters and extras and NPCs. They're supposed to watch, analyze, judge, get mad at the screen, throw their popcorn. See what I'm saying? So don't let these low IQ idiots stop you from being the greatest version of yourself, which is the kind of person that checks fools. And don't let dummies play in your energy. And that way you be putting these people in their place. And then the other people that would want to troll you are, nah, I ain't going to do that with him or her. They don't play like that. But those punks that act passive aggressive will get picked on till the end of time, and then get off the online feed and feel drained and probably have to pray and meditate because they feel some type of way. Whereas you handled your business, you ain't giving it a second thought. You moving right along. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some Burger King. Let me go ahead and put these burgers on the grill, whatever the case may be, right? So again, these punks, these cowards, they're cowards in real life. And we're in a generation where cowardly people have taken over the internet, and they've some type of way tried to, like the devil would do, try to flip everything, right? Invert everything and make it seem like cowardly things are the things to do. And when you defend yourself, that's the wrong thing to do. You should know what you're listening to when you hear it, man. And again, I'm not making fun of frail people or overweight people, but I normally like to only listen to people that I know have gone through it, that are the embodiment of whatever they are claiming and living by. You can see it as the physical representation of themselves. You cowards that are frail and over, you're talking, but I can't see it. I can't see it on you, right? And we both know why I can't see it on you, and we both know why you go against stronger people, because you're insecure, and those stronger people doing strong things and having the spirit of God, which is never a coward, never back down, will tell you about yourself, ain't gonna turn the other cheek. What are you talking about? How in the world would have Jesus ended up in the places he ended up in and the situations he ended up in if he was all passive and just turn the other cheek? Let's not say nothing to them. They're beneath. You don't know what you're talking about. You people are garbage. You're weak, broken individuals who are trying to get online using ChatGPT and sound empowered. through your weaknesses. Instead of being a stronger person, maybe going to the gym, I don't know, getting in shape, maybe picking up some martial arts or something like that, so where you can defend yourself in real life, then you want to defend yourself online. You won't be spitting this mumbo jumbo about you're just a really strong, weak person if someone can take you. Now, part of my character is checking your goofy ass, checking whatever troll goofy ass, depending on how I feel. That's how I move. And that's also how my enemies know not to play with me. But you get played with all the time. And you will always get played with if you move like these people try to tell you to do so. So that's my spiel. That's what I feel about it. That's my rant. If you're a coward out here telling people that trolls and people that are gang stalking them are taking their energy and you're over explaining yourself, when you say something really low IQ, like over explain, you know what you're saying. When you let that slip out of your mouth, you're saying that you are so dumb that when someone is speaking in depth on things, you can't comprehend it. So it's making your head hurt. What do you mean over explain, you goofball goober? You know what I mean? Like you're speaking as if whoever is speaking, you don't comprehend what's being said. Oh, I can't even making my head hurt. My head be hurting now. You're idiots. You're idiots. What does over explain mean? Break down over explaining. When has a person reached the point of over explaining? See, it's one of those terms that when you want to throw shade, you use it interchangeably. It's idiot talk. It's stupid people talk. It really is. You idiots have never done anything outside of social media. I swear on everything. Anyone that talks that way has never done anything outside of social media. And they're only worried about how they appear, and they want to appear calm, cool, nonchalant, and collected when really you're just a passive coward who studies people and you're worried about what everybody else thinks. You're not leading no one nowhere. You know what I mean? In the real world, when you're getting picked on, yeah, you keep taking that passive turn the other cheek type of mentality and see where you end up. You're a coward. You've never dealt with any adversity, real adversity in real life. You've never had no one really challenge you physically, and you've been able to be a fly on the wall and skeet by, then get on the internet and sound like some, philosophical superhero. And you're not that. You're not him, bro. You're not him. You're just a coward online running your mouth. Your frame says everything that needs to be said. You're not challenging your body to be able to keep up with this new mental capacity and spiritual energy you have. So why would I think that you have more of it? You don't. The same amount in that frail ass body of yours or overweight body of yours. So again, let's stop with the mumbo jumbo babbling. Yeah, anything can work online to get you views, but don't ever think that you're really saying anything profound. You're just a coward that's trying to justify your cowardism online, your passiveness and your cowardism. That's all that it is. That's all that you are. You're a passive coward, right? You're the kind of person to say, oh, people that join the military, hey, listen, you can say whatever you want to, but a certain kind of man that has the balls enough or woman to take up arms, go through the training, get their job training, and then go out in the world and handle their business for their country, doing something greater than themselves, regardless of who's really behind everything, right? You're just a coward that sits there and take advantage of all those freedoms that those people give you, and you just throw stones at them. And really, you have something to say about the military because you're too cowardly to do it. So, I mean, again, just leaving this there, just leaving it right here for you to let this marinate for a little bit. I understand that this kind of probably was deep. This probably is one of those things where you felt like it was being over explained. I understand. I go ahead and take the time out right now to go ahead and get some refreshment and something neat out of your fridge. Let that shit marinate because I'm telling you the truth. You needed to hear this. It needed to be said. You guys stop getting online, listening to everybody, letting what you're doing is you're just feeding your ego by letting someone tell you something that you might want to hear because you're a passive coward. But maybe you need to learn how not to be so passive, defend yourself, and then start building up the proper confidence and self-esteem from within instead of, you letting people stomp all over you. But as long as you appear outwardly to other people like it doesn't bother you, you're good to go. That's the wrong way to be doing things. Okay. So just watch these cowards that are speaking all these different things to you guys online because a lot of them are just weirdos with ego problems And when they see people that are doing it the right way, they will try to make that person's strength seem like a weakness, and their complete cowardly, passive way of life as being the way to go. No, those guys, I promise you, just look at them. Do they look like they get women? You know, oh, well, we're not going off of just that. Okay, well, do they physically look like they're able to defend themselves and their family and get work done? Probably not either, right? So what are we talking about here? What are we really talking about? It's easy to just say things, but we need to start holding people to the standard of, you need to look like the kind of person that the words that come out of your mouth match. You can't be this little frail fly on the wall piece of shit saying all this deep stuff. Anybody that's not doing nothing, like us that are working out, being good parents, trying to contribute to the communities and whatnot, could sit on their ass and come up with deep stuff while smoking marijuana, whatever the fuck you people are doing. But instead, we're out here getting it out the mud, living by example. You know what I mean? Learning from life experience. And I believe that's the best way to be a leader, and that's the best way to come up with whatever ideologies you have, is the actual life experience instead of studying people that are living the life. That's all that I'm saying, man. I can't stand a copycat, observational, monitoring spirit. I can't stand y'all. So any chance I get to call y'all out, because you always try to make being a monitoring spirit sound like it's something cool. You're a coward. You live vicariously through the people that you monitor, that you copy, you take notes from, that you throw shade at. You live vicariously. You're a piece of shit. You're not living life. You're slowly dying. Ain't nobody worried about you. You people are weird as hell, man. I don't need you weird ass spirits lingering around. You do too much. So every chance I get to call you, boy, you observational spirits are so lost, and you do everything you can to try to make it seem like what you do is something necessary. Dude, you just sit around and you observe people. You're not even really living your life. You don't really go outside like that. You don't even interact with people in real life. You're the kind of people to go run home after somebody talks to you in real life and jump online and say, someone tried to talk to me in our IRL. You know what I'm saying? Someone tried to talk to me in IRL. Weirdos, dude. So again, just want to make sure I close this thing out really quickly with that quick statement. I'm going to go work out. You know what I mean? We'll get back on here in a little bit, knock out some of these reaction videos, do what we do. But you guys need to be told about yourself. You guys hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe. Join the tribe. What are you waiting for? And share the video. You guys have been doing a great job. That last video is doing fantastic. I wasn't even thinking it was going to go anywhere, but it's hitting the algorithm, so we're going to keep this thing rolling. We're going to be doing this all night. Your boy knocked out his sleep early. It's only 4.5 hours, so honestly, I can do it any time of the day I want to. But, so I got plenty of time to get things done. So we're going to roll through it tonight, man. We're going to ride this momentum, right? We're going to keep producing high quality, great, fun, while also educational content, okay? We're going to keep doing this, right? But I just want to say it once again, appreciate y'all. Keep up the great work. Love and light. I'm your brother, and I'm out. Oh, hold up. Hang on. Make sure you get these comments up here. My bad, y'all. I am fantastic. How are you? Girls no longer approach is crazy. They just watch and send childish. Choosing signals. Well, yeah, they haven't approached in a long time. And again, the choosing signal thing, which is a great, let me screenshot that. It's a great topic for the next video. The choosing signals, again, it's women that are, I'm just going to be real, ladies, trying to be cowards, but still trying to get the men that they want. They don't want any accountability, but they still want the men that they want. So all the choosing signal BS crap that they want us to fall for, they just don't want to deal with rejection. It really hurts them, man. So they're super intimidated, but they'll project that onto us. But that's a subject for another time, another video. Definitely took a screenshot of it, so probably knock that out here in the next couple videos. But I'm going to work out, you guys. Be back on here in a little bit. Appreciate y'all.
In this game, you gotta have that dog in you.
Made in America.